There we will look back on all of the things that we have done. We will see our lives in detail, minute detail, all of the things that we experienced, most of which we have forgotten. We will see how these things affected us and how they affected others. We will see the exquisite pattern of interaction with which we met other souls. We will see how our actions influence them and how their actions influence us. We will see how we learn together. We will see those lessons that we have yet to learn. We will see the consequences that we created but we have yet to experience. And these will form the basis of yet another journey into the Earth School.
Now you're really speaking, it sounds like, from the perspective of somebody who's been there.
We have all been there. And we are all there now, you might say. So it is a matter of celebrating our emergence into multisensory perception. You asked the question, where is non-physical reality, or can I talk more about it? Let me do it this way. Physical light is a small spectrum. By physical, I mean visible light, that runs from red to violet. And this defines, in terms of our physical eyes, our Earth School.
Yes.
But physical light is part of a much larger spectrum. And above and below this spectrum, so to speak, to the right and to the left of it, extending indefinitely, is the same continuum. A continuum means something that has no end. So above violet light is ultraviolet light, and above that is high-frequency radiation. Above that is very high-frequency radiation. Above that is microwave radiation, and on, out to infinity. And below red light is infrared light, and then low-frequency radiation, very low-frequency radiation, extremely low-frequency radiation, and so on out to infinity. All of that is the light spectrum, and the small part of it that makes up visible light is the part in which we live and in which we gain our experience as souls. Now, while we are here in this studio, where is microwave radiation? Where is infrared radiation and all of the other radiations?
They all interpenetrate us.
Yes, they are here right now, at the same time and in the same place. It's that way with physical reality and non-physical reality. Our guides, our teachers are impersonal energy dynamics that live, so to speak, in a spectrum of awareness that includes ours and goes far beyond it. So they are not elsewhere. Your guide, your teacher, is not elsewhere. It is here with us now. Mine also. This room is full.
In the same sense, I guess you would say the past and the future are here with us now as well.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Your soul evolves in eternity. Time exists in five-sensory experience. It is a part of the Earth School. When you return home, when you re-enter in your awareness the fullness of who you are, you will not be limited in the way that you are now. Your soul is timeless. And so, from the perspective of your soul, what from your perspective and my perspective is past, present, and future is all simultaneous. And this means that actions that you take now in the present can affect not only the future, in fact, do affect not only the future, but also the past, which is a reversal of the only direction in which causal influence appears to be able to travel to five-sensory perception.
So the idea that you've touched on briefly of reincarnation and the karma that we carry from past lives might just as well be karma from future lives.
Yes, you could look at it that way.
That's really puzzling.
Yes, it is puzzling.
In fact, the idea that the soul evolves outside of time is puzzling too, because the notion of evolution doesn't make much sense outside of time.
No, it makes no sense outside of time to the mind.
Yeah.
All of these things are puzzling to the mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is why science has gone as far as it can go, as it is currently structured, and that is also why we have gone as far as our species can go and will go through the pursuit of external power.
Mm-hmm.
The pursuit of external power now produces only violence and destruction. From the perception of the heart, these things are not puzzling. It is not puzzling to your heart to know that you live in a universe that is living, that is intelligent, that is compassionate, that serves in each moment the needs of your soul. It is not puzzling to your heart to know that what you do has profound impact on others, others beyond what the eyes can see, such as our Native American brothers and sisters. Celebrate nature spirits and the rock people and the tree people.
Mm-hmm.
It is not puzzling to the heart that the natural way of relating between people is one of love, of kindness, of consideration, of harmony, of naturally reaching out to help. These things are not puzzling to who we are. They are who we are. And as we align our personalities with our souls, we acquire authentic power, and this is what we become. This is what an authentically empowered personality is. It is a personality that lives in the fullness of its own life, that lives in the joy of the present moment in a very deep and rich sense, because there is no other place to live.
Yeah, yeah. And you talk quite a bit about the transition that humanity is going through now between the search and the struggle for external power versus authentic empowerment.
Yes. It's not a struggle in the sense that if we don't struggle, if we don't do this, our species will not undergo this evolutionary transition. Our species has crossed a threshold.
Mm-hmm.
It will never be the same. The things that supported us in our activities in the past no longer support us in our activities in the present. That was the pursuit of external power.
Mm-hmm.
What supports us now, what the universe now supports, are entirely different things. What the universe now supports is cooperation, harmony, sharing, and reverence for life. And the world that we will build as we become authentically empowered humans will reflect the energy of the soul and not the energy of the personality. It is a struggle in that when you feel jealousy, when you feel anger, when you feel rage inside yourself, then you must challenge it. If you do not challenge it, you will create with that energy. You will experience pain in your life. Why do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why not choose differently? Why not create differently? This is a struggle in my experience. It's been a lot of work. It's work that continues every day. What I've shared in the Seat of the Soul is my toolkit.
Yeah.
It's what I have found to work for me.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think, Gary, that things are different now than they were in the past? I mean, wasn't it always the case that the universe supported this inner development? Yet I know you're saying some threshold has been crossed, and I wonder if we can get more of a handle on that.
A threshold has been crossed. That is correct. The universe has always supported spiritual development. That is correct. It is the way that we are evolving now that has changed.
As a species.
As a species.
Something in the collective is different.
Yes, everything in the collective is different. The old patterns remain. We still have an economics that is based upon the perception of scarcity and exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
But already the emergent new form can be felt.
Mm-hmm.
A new economy is coming that will be based on the perception of abundance and contribution. We are spiritual beings. The universe has always supported us, is supporting us, will always support us. Now this is a powerful thing to keep in mind. Because if the universe is supporting us in every moment, if the universe is compassionate and in every way, at each instance, meets the needs of our soul, why is there cancer in the world? Why is there sexual abuse? Why is there AIDS? In other words, why is there suffering? Because we have created it. Now, it's easy to say, I'm the creator of my experience when you're talking about a common cold. When you're talking about leukemia, that's something else. Yet, if you keep in mind that the universe, in every way, at each instant, is serving the needs of your soul, then that thought form, like a lighthouse or a pole star, will bring you into a very deep understanding of what you are and the powerful, creative potential that you have and exercise at each moment as a spirit.
It seems that that's a truth, but a dangerous one, in the sense that if you were to try and express that to a person who's suffering a tragedy, a woman who was just raped, or a person whose home has just burned down, that it would seem like a cruel thing. That if it's not told at the right moment and in the right way, that kind of an understanding can do damage.
Of course, one always uses sensitivity. The idea is not to harm another or to impress another person with your insight. The idea is to help each other grow in awareness, in a gentle way. That's a natural way to want to help people. People often always create circumstances, if they are unaware, which are eventually not gentle. What seems dangerous to me is creating unconsciously. Dangerous in the sense that unconscious creation is the creation of pain. Why create more pain? It's not dangerous to your soul. Your soul cannot be threatened. Your soul is immortal. You are immortal. But why create unconsciously? And the fact is that we create our experiences, each and every one of them. There is no such thing as a victim.
Are you suggesting that we have the capability then of being totally conscious?
More than that, eventually we will be totally conscious. Every one of us. I don't know how long it will take. You and I will probably not be alive when this happens, but I say it with complete confidence, because that is the direction that the universe moves and is always moving.
Well, it seems that we've got a long way to go.
Yes, it does.
A long way to go. And in our society, we're struggling with so many issues. You've talked about the reverence and the sacred appreciation for life that the Indians have, but look how they've been treated. And the enormity of our social problems are so vast that it seems maybe it's all of these problems are forcing us to this turning point, to this threshold that you've described.
They're all serving that, just the way all of the problems that begin to accumulate in an individual's life who is unconsciously creating with currents of anger, jealousy, despair, eventually cause that individual to say, what am I doing? And to begin to choose otherwise, to become conscious.
You've written about addictions and the relationship between addictions and the personality and the soul. And I wonder if you could touch on that now.
Yes, yes. We could say everything that we have said. We could discuss everything that we've discussed until now in terms of addictions. Addictions are your greatest inadequacies. When you work on an addiction, you are working on, you are doing the work of your soul. This is the work that you were born to do. When you strive to heal your deepest insecurities, then you are reaching simultaneously for your highest goal. all that we have experienced is the result of powerlessness. You could say that the entire history of humanity is the history of an insecure species, but this is just the obvious. When somebody feels a sense of powerlessness and they reach outward to satisfy that pain, they attempt to manipulate another person, or to build an empire, or to buy a bigger car,
Or to take a drug.
or to take a drug. All of that is the pursuit of external power. Now we are a species that is pursuing authentic power. If you choose to look inward and to fill the hole that way, rather than reaching outward, then you are moving toward authentic power, real power. As you look at your addictions, whether it is to drugs, alcohol, sex, anger, and you begin to work with them, first by recognizing that you have an addiction, secondly by going into what it has produced in your life, walking yourself through your reality as you indulge your addictions.
You seem to be suggesting that we are all addicted.
Yes, you could say that. To this extent, if you have something in your life that has power over you, and you feel that you have no power to meet it, then that is an addiction. Something that you crave, something that you must have more of, that is an addiction.
So you're using the term maybe in a larger way than it's often used.
Well, I'm using it in an accurate way. And those inadequacies, those weaknesses over which you feel you have no control are your greatest inadequacies, and these are your addictions.
So what you're suggesting is that rather than to try and cover the inadequacies over with something external, we have to come to terms with our own sense of inadequacy, which seems to be a direct contradiction to the idea of us as spiritual beings who are totally full. And a spiritual being couldn't be inadequate, I should think.
What you say is true. But do not think that a soul, for example, is already perfect. Souls are evolving. That is what we are doing here. We are learning in Earth School. And many of the experiences that we have in five-sensory reality do not exist once we leave this domain of experience. Fear, anger, jealousy, despair, rage, all of these things are experiences of the personality, but they do not exist in the realm of spirit.
You're making a distinction between the realm of spirit, then, and the realm of soul.
No, no. Everything is spirit. Everything, including this physical reality, this solid chair. This chair is matter, is what you might call the lowest frequency, the densest form of spirit. But it is spirit, and so it must be honored. Your body must be honored. Our physical reality must be honored. What the Eastern psychologies or religions call Maya is Maya. It's illusion, to the extent that the experiences that you feel when you feel anger, for example, the soul does not feel fear. The soul does not feel anger. The personality may feel fear. The soul will experience this as being distant from light. So the illusion is an illusion to the extent that it blocks us from seeing that we are immortal souls. We are beginning to see through the illusion now as we become multi-sensory. Yet we honor the illusion. We are here by choice in this Earth School.
You mentioned earlier, the soul is imperfect.
The soul is evolving.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the same as imperfect.
Ah.
There is nothing in this universe that is imperfect. Nothing. We are all evolving. We are all learning. We make our decisions. We create consequences that we will experience. The language of the universe is not better or worse. The language of the universe is a language of limitation and opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
As we become multisensory, we leave behind certain limitations and we become more able to see other opportunities. Opportunities, for example, to appreciate the fact that the entire universe is alive. It is not a dead, barren, sterile world. There is no such thing as dead. There is no such thing as barren. There is only life.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing but life. So when we say everything is spirit, or everything is life, or everything is love, it is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the world in which we live.
Yes. Well, now, we were talking earlier about addictions and inadequacies and the idea of coming to terms with inadequacies.
Yes. So the question is, since this is a universe of love, of spirit, of perfection, why is it that we have inadequacies?
Yeah.
Why is it that we have addictions?
Yes.
We have addictions because addictions in five sensory experience are aspects of the soul that need to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
They're areas in which consciousness needs to be applied. And so what we experience as addictions are real in the sense that if we are addicted to alcohol, that is a powerful craving.
Mm-hmm.
It is a particular form of the experience of powerlessness.
Mm-hmm.
And that experience has taken a particular outreach. The pursuit of external power has flown through a particular channel. And that channel, and the challenging of that channel, successfully provides the type of experience that the soul is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It is the personality that provides that challenge, that feels that inadequacy.
Mm-hmm. And are you suggesting then that in coming to terms with these addictions, you used the term earlier, responsible choice? Is
Yes,
that,
yes.
in other words, you might disagree with those who say we are powerless over our addictions.
Yes, completely.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a complex matter. If you ask the question, is it possible to make a temptation greater than you can resist?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is yes. But behind your doing that is the fact that you do not wish to challenge your addiction.
Yeah.
You do not choose to be responsible for your action. Let us look at a temptation. A temptation is not a pitfall. A temptation is the universe's gracious way of allowing a soul to evolve without creating negative karma. In other words, a temptation is like a magnet that draws to awareness negativity that would otherwise create negative karma if it remained unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
A temptation is a dress rehearsal for a negative karmic act.
Mm-hmm.
As you identify the temptation and heal it within yourself before that energy spills out into the collective and affects other souls, you heal yourself without creating negative karma.
How do you heal a temptation?
You challenge it.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize your inadequacy. You decide whether or not you want to continue it in your life. You do that by looking honestly and with courage at what it has created in your life,
mm-hmm.
and asking yourself if you want to continue to create that.
In other words, we have to look at the ways in which we create situations that we place ourselves in which we are tempted.
Yes, and the way you can do that is by detaching yourself
Mm-hmm.
from your experiences enough to be able to see them, just as we talked about detaching yourself from your emotions, by considering them as energy currents that are running through you.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, you can see every interaction you have with, for example, an impolite clerk. You can say to yourself, this is my learning environment. The person that you are with is always the person that you should be with at that moment. It is a temptation to say, I'm the customer here, I deserve to be right, I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk to you because this is a nicer clerk. But yet, it is the first clerk that has challenged you. Here is where the rubber meets the road. We choose to align ourselves with our souls, to strive toward authentic power, not by determining how the Soviet Union is going to respond to its economic collapse, but by choosing how we are going to respond, moment by moment, to the experiences that we find ourselves in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at your life as your learning environment, offering you at each moment maximal, optimal opportunities to learn, then in that context, give yourself permission at each moment to choose the most positive behavior. This is how you align your personality with your soul. This is